Good Tuesday morning to everyone. I'm Kelly Knapp.
And I'm Lee Barrows, and what a wet morning.
Yeah, it
It
is.
was it was nice though.
Yeah.
I like seeing the rain. It's really good for the garden. But as
Hmm.
soon as I got out the truck and hit the doorboard, and I was like,
Oh, is it raining now?
it was raining when I came in.
Hmm.
I can make it to the door without the umbrella.
No.
Well, it's okay. I just welcome the rain.
Well, apparently we need it. We're supposedly still in a drought, so
Yes.
we'll take it. Yeah.
Yes, I remember one year where we were like in a drought, and then we got the heavy rain for weeks and
Mhm.
weeks and weeks, and the hurricane came along.
I'm telling you,
It loosened all the trees. the
people are
rain,
saying that's what happened with Florida. I don't remember it. I don't know.
I know after a while they all blend together. I just remember lots of wind and lots of rain.
Mhm. Yep. So, did you have a good day yesterday?
Yes, I did. Got a lot done. I told you I had my new countertops
Mhm.
installed, and I put the faucet in, and realized that in this sink, it's on the left side where the prior sink is on the right side. So all the pipes have to be rerouted. And I was like, no, I'll just call a plumber, which I could probably do it myself, but it would take 15 trips to Lowe's
No, you
to
have
get an
yeah.
elbow at this degree and get this at that and a split pipe. And I said no. And awesome though, I called my favorite plumber yesterday and they said we'll be out tomorrow. And I
I
was like,
like it.
wow.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll
Yay.
have running water today. It's
Well,
all
good.
good.
Well, good. I'm glad it's all coming together
Yes,
for
it's
you.
all coming together a
And
little bit at a time.
we have some good news. What I think is good news anyway here in Onslow County. A Richlands man was convicted
Oh man.
of sexually abusing an infant and will serve 20 years in prison. Now, personal opinion, it's not long enough,
Mhm.
but I'll at least take the 20 years. His name is Ezekiel Corey Stone. And what happened was apparently the sheriff's office back in 2018 was contacted by NCI because they had arrested somebody on child porn charges, and once they started doing an investigation, NCIS realized somebody else was involved, and it's this Mr. Stone. So he apparently sent photos of himself sexually abusing an infant
Mm.
to this man that was under investigation using a cell phone app. So, of course, Mr. Stone was arrested. He was charged with felony first-degree sexual exploitation of a minor, felony second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor, felony sex offense by an adult, felony child abuse sexual act, and felony indecent liberties with a child. So, this past Friday, he pled guilty. He was convicted of first-degree statutory sexual offense of a child by an adult and first-degree statutory rape of a child by an adult. He was sentenced to 18 to 20 years. Once again, let me go on record as saying I don't think this is enough time, but I guess what they could do. I certainly hope that the prisoners of whatever prison in this great state of North Carolina,
I hope they make him their girlfriend.
I don't want them to make him a girlfriend. Let's just deal with him and be done with it. Save some taxpayer money. This is horrific. I, as a parent, cannot imagine finding out something like that happened to my kid. There would be no trial. There would be no nothing.
Well, after I read the outcome of this trial, my first thought was you suiting up, in your
telling you,
mom outfit.
In the mom group, I'm telling you, this
Suiting
mom,
up.
a bunch of some girlfriends. We had the vision of Charles Bronson. Charles Bronson he's like a vigilante. And just getting rid of all the scum that do things like this, save taxpayer money. We don't have to do anything with them, and they're just over.
I mean, he was videotaping
Oh my God,
the
I
acts
cannot
he was
imagine.
committing on this an infant,
I'm telling you,
and sending the video out. I mean,
I
me, I agree with you. 20 years is not enough.
It's not enough. It's not. I
He
mean,
needs to be in prison for life.
I don't know what our statutory guidelines are in the state for something like this, but if this is what the maximum is, then we need to have our legislators. They need to rethink this.
7 years from now, he'll be up for parole.
Oh, I think. Oh my God.
And if he's a model prisoner, they'll probably let him loose.
Well, I certainly hope. Like I said, if they get the word out, because prisoners, believe it or not, actually do have this code.
Yes.
And is one of them you don't break.
Nope, they
So
beat the you know what out of them.
I really do believe I could do it with my bare hands. I fully believe
Oh, I
could.
just envisioned you all on your
I'm
guard
telling you.
and your spatula in one hand and your kitchen knife in the other.
It angers me. We have a caller. Good morning, caller.
This is Howard.
Hey, Howard. How are you?
Howard?
I'm doing well. Hi, Lee. Hi, Kelly. How are you?
We're
doing
good.
good. Better
Yeah.
now that you've called.
Yeah. What's up?
I wanted to just share this with you. My mom, God rest her soul, lived up in Wisconsin, and she told me that a story about. Did you ever hear of two guys there, Jeffrey Dahmer and Jesse Anderson?
I know who Jeffrey Dahmer is.
Yeah. Well, they were. Jesse Anderson killed his wife, and in a parking lot of TGI Fridays, and said that a black man did it. So they tore the city apart looking for the guy, and it was all below. So what ended up happening is there is no death penalty in Wisconsin. So ironically, it was an incident where Anderson was killed by a lifer, and then one day Jeffrey Dahmer was in like the gym, and funny to say that he was suddenly not under surveillance, and one of the guys that was a lifer also beat him to death with a barbell.
Yeah,
and
I
they
remember
said
hearing about that.
2 days after that happened, he got a $5,000 deposit in his canteen account. So, and with $5,000, according to my mom, she was saying that they can live like a king in prison.
I was going to say that's like $1 million in jail money. Yeah.
I mean, you can get the TV, radio, clothes, tennis shoes, everything that they need. So, but the thing is, so the most hated inmate in prison is a child molester or a child murderer.
Yes.
And I also hate to say that the most revered prisoner is a cop killer, and I certainly don't agree with that. But that's the way it is. If a person is a child molester or a child killer, oh my God, their life is a living hell. And she told me a story that she heard about a guy that killed a 10-year-old, and when he got to prison, everybody was giving themselves high hands instead of a high five, a high 10. They were doing that to drive him crazy. He hung himself. That's how bad they made it.
Well, I think that if it gets out that what Mr. Stone did, I don't predict he will live the 18 to 20 years. Unless they keep him completely isolated, I think the prison.
They don't take care. If they don't take care of him, then I move to have the mothers group that you were suggesting get together and get them.
I feel like I just, as a mom and now a nana, I cannot fathom doing this to my child or my grandchild. It sickens me to think, and what probably sickens me more is doing what I'm probably capable of doing to someone that did that, because they're a violent person. But this is sick. And who records it? Like, how sick do you have to be to record this and send this to somebody? I mean, I cannot fathom this. Like, and to know this person lives in this area, that's even what makes me even angry.
That's even worse.
In Richlands,
I have 4 children and 10 grandchildren. And if somebody hurt one of my grandbabies, they wouldn't even make it to trial. I can promise you that.
Amen on that. I say it. I'm telling you, they would not. There would be no body. There would be nothing. But there's no way. Stuff like this bothers me. And I counsel a lot of victims of sexual assault and stuff, even children. And the stories I hear sometimes, there have been times where I've literally left my office and had just vomited. Like, it was so. This stuff makes me so angry. And the stuff people do as humans is awful. And there is no amount of maximum time, in my opinion, that a pedophile should get. There should be no time limit, and there should be just a special prison just for them, where it's just. I mean, there's no 18 to 20 years in my opinion for raping an infant is not enough time. It's just not. But
can he get an early release? Can he get an early release? I hope. You know, where I used to work before I retired, I was an assistant general manager at a local restaurant, and they, my general manager asked me, "What did you do in the Army?" I said, "Well, I was a sniper." And she said, "But what did you do?" I said, "Well, So,
what do you think a sniper does? Yeah.
I mean, I thought that was the most ignorant question I ever heard in my life.
I agree. I agree with that. Yeah.
I could answer. I could probably get an answer from a teenager in elementary school. If you asked them what a sniper was, they would know. Yeah, that's all I have, ladies.
Yes, thanks, Howard.
Did Rayford make it down there okay?
He did. He's down there.
Okay. Is he doing okay? Did he, I was thinking this. Hands for oxygen down there.
Yeah.
Isn't that flammable?
I don't know how to get them on, but they do take that stuff. He takes a lot of it. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how it's done, but it is done.
Yeah. They do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I hope he gets down there and the weather is good.
The weather will be very good.
That rain was supposed to rain like for 24 hours straight.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's a beautiful day. Was it real?
Yes.
In Jacksonville?
Yes, it rained through the night. It was this morning. So.
Wow. I was delivering papers today at the time.
Oh,
and where I was in the Maysville area and stuff, not a drop.
Wow. I know when I got here to this morning, which is right here in Jacksonville, it was just, it started, the skies get loose as I got out of the truck. So.
It's what has happened to the Daily News.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, it's raining out there.
Oh, good.
I just went.
Good.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've been in the paper for 15 years, and I can't tell you how many people have told me, well, I quit the paper because I'm reading the news from 3 years ago. They printed it in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah,
I did. I couldn't wait to get up in the morning to go out and get the newspaper and have it with my morning coffee.
And you'd be so mad when your paper wasn't out there, but now, it's not changed. The building where they printed the paper in Jacksonville, they tore out all the equipment, let all the people go working in some were there for years and years. And it's just really, really sad. I'm barely holding. Are down. We're barely holding on. I'm doing it because, frankly speaking, I'm not in physical shape to do any other thing other than drive. You know, and I only get out of the car 3 times a night. That's it. All right. Well, all I can do is take time.
That's right. You just be careful out there.
Oh yeah. I got my girl with me, and the thing about my girl, she loves me to death.
Do you have your
my Mandy? Yeah.
Oh, bless her. Do you have your amber blinking light on the hood of your vehicle?
On the roof.
There you go.
On the roof.
Okay.
And I found out the best you can do if anybody delivers anything and they need a light is get an LED light, not one of these lights that you plug in, because there's some places, I'm not going to mention any names, that sell cheap lights the last 2 weeks.
Hard to be seen. That's right.
Yeah. I have the same light now going 2 years.
Still have 20 and it'll
yeah. I'm got mine at Advanced Auto Parts, and it cost me $75.
Good.
It's well.
Magnetic mount.
Yeah, magnetic,
there you go. Very good. Just like being safe.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Good day.
I can't hear about donkeys and when you
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go this weekend. So
I would love
you know there's I don't know, I don't think that's his ranch, but there's a ranch up on Duffy Road. They got a white donkey.
oh yeah, no, that's not his, but that would be cool looking too.
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's out there.
Oh,
It's the only donkey he has.
well, donkeys
Mhm.
are also used to protect the farm animals. They'll fight a predator.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, lady. Have a good show. You will.
You too,
Thank-
Howard.
All right,
Have
bye.
a good day, Howard.
Yeah, you too, Lee. And
Bye.
Kelly.
Bye.
All right.
Oh,
I just
but,
like
yeah,
hearing from Howard,
I
knowing
do.
that he's
Yeah,
doing well.
I'm glad he's doing well.
Yes.
Yep, with little man by his side.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and take a break.
Let's do that.
We're live in local real talk. We're gonna come back with weather. So just stay tuned, and we will be right back. And today's weather is brought to you by
Tideline Marine.
Mhm.
With a team committed to the boating and fishing community, Elise and George have made it a priority to make sure your experiences are good ones. While it's not practical to tell you how to repair your motors, Tideline understands that there are many things that you can do to save time and money. That's one reason the ship's store has a variety of package do-it-yourself maintenance kits. Knowing too that today's outboard motors are much more complex than the Evan Roos of the 1960s, Tideline has a staff of factory-trained and certified technicians to keep your engines running. Tideline Marine, 159 Ridge Street, conveniently located across the Wildlife Boat Ramp in downtown Jacksonville. Open weekdays 8:30 to 6 and Saturdays 8:30 until 2. Your marine forecast today: east winds 5 to 10 knots, seas around 2 feet, dominant period 7 seconds, adjust sounds and rivers with a light chop. Wednesday, northeast winds 15-20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots, becoming north 15 to 50 knots in the afternoon, seas 2 to 4 feet, dominant period 6 seconds. And Thursday, north winds around 10 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet, adjacent sounds and rivers with a light chop.
Today, showers likely. We may have a thunderstorm, but mostly it will just otherwise mostly cloudy, a high of 80. And actually, we could get between a quarter and a half an inch today.
Wow.
We need.
We do.
Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 67. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 83. Could be a little gusty at times, with gusts as high as 15 miles an hour. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 66. And on Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 83. Now, 83 is that's a good number.
Mid-80s, low 80s. Hey, I'm
No,
happy.
no heat index, none of that. So
No, I didn't think we'd get
We'll
those
take
last
it.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
It was just like
Well,
brutal walking out the door.
I'm sure it won't last. And according to this, it's going to rain this weekend, but we'll see as it gets closer.
Mhm.
This
And
is
we were just
Tuesday.
delving in using our investigative skills
Mhm.
here into the
Mhm.
National Hurricane Center where there's a depression. Looks like it's the lower United States
Yeah.
up near Mexico and it curving up towards
Maybe
Texas.
Texas, but I think it's either going to, if it doesn't go across the little peninsula in
Right.
Central America, I think it'll go up into Mexico. And I don't know, unless it goes back out to the Gulf, I think it will stay.
Yes.
Well, we'll see.
Well, right now
Because a
on
lot
the
of that's
East Coast, we're
mountainous.
looking
Yeah,
good.
we look great.
Yes.
The North Carolina Aquarium at Fort Fisher. It's a good
Love
place.
that
Yep.
place.
So they have 3 new, and they're so cute, little otter pups. Look at this picture. Look how cute they are. And so they're asking for the public's help and help naming them.
They are adorable.
So
Do you
they
get
were-
free entrance
I'm
to
not
the
sure. It just says that they were
always looking for
born May 21st, and they were so they decided they wanted to do some research. They want a meaningful name because
Right.
their births were a full moon, a king tide, and a storm.
Wow.
So they selected 4 different themes and trios of names for the babies. So the first, and they want the public to choose. So Stella, May, and Celine, which means moon, Thailand moon goddess, and goddess of the moon. That's their first 3
I like
names.
that.
Padma, Bulan, and Maladi. Indonesia's 3 national flowers: the giant Padma, the Angora Bulan, and Maladi. I didn't say that right. The Arabian jasmine.
Yeah, let's
I
talk to
butchered that
Stella.
one. Yeah. Then Tala, Reina, and Ula, the bright star, queen, and small ones, what they mean. And then the last 3 names, Java, Bali, and Nusa, which are volcanic islands in Indonesia. I think I like
I like the very first set. to
Stella,
begin
May,
with.
and Celine.
Yes.
Yeah. Tala, Reina,
It's
and
kind of
Ula.
down home.
Yeah.
Kind of
The other
fitting
ones
for
are too
Eastern
hard to
North
say.
Carolina.
So the public is invited to pick from the names by voting online, and they're due August 26th. So that's awesome that they
That
want the
is.
public to help name. And the
I think it's great.
picture online, oh, yes, they are cute.
Now, do they say, are they all female?
They're
or-
all female.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think we should
Yeah.
name them like Bertha and
Yeah.
Maxine or something like
I
that.
like Stella, May, and Celine, with
Yes.
Tala, Reina, and Ula. But the other ones are just that's too much to pronounce.
Right. I do
So,
like the
yeah.
very first group, the
So
Stella May.
So
Celine.
and the picture, if you need to go on their website because they are super, super cute.
They are super cute.
Then I found a article I came across yesterday. I'm in North Carolina, changes dentist office. It's a little bit unnerving. You know, a lot of people have mental anxiety. I'm one of them. I don't like
I
the
used
dentist.
to,
Yeah.
but I found a dentist that
Yeah.
squelched all that for me.
So, oh, hold on.
I don't mind going to the dentist anymore.
Hey, Tim, how are you? I saw it was you.
Rooster.
Call ID.
I'm telling you, it's a good
Call
thing.
ID can be a helpful.
Yeah, we
This
have
one here pops up quick, but I saw it as the first time it flashed. I looked over. So
we have a lot of things
Yeah.
that we do around here
Yeah.
that keeps us up to date and informative.
Yeah,
of
well, women.
callers.
That's one of woman's main job is keep men on their toes.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
that's
right.
what keeps men going. I mean, you take a man that's single, a lot of times they're lazy.
yeah.
You know, like I say, all of them, a lot of times come down. We all try to do things for our wives to make them happy.
Mhm.
And they're all happy. They're picking on the
So
women.
you don't get beat every night.
She keeps him in line. I haven't put out about
No,
that.
I try. I try.
But he's good to his wife, so he stays out of the
I
office
am.
most of the time. Yeah, he's very
Good
good
for
to
you.
her.
Yeah. I
believe
do the
that.
meals on wheels. I bring her breakfast to her on Saturday and Sunday mornings. I the little Coca-Colas that she loves in the glass bottle. They're hard to get. When I find them, I buy them.
Kelly, I think we
And
need
she has
one.
He does a good job with
I would
Yeah.
Meals on Wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gets
Man,
flowers.
the heat now.
Yeah.
I give her, yes, she gets flowers on her birthday, Valentine's Day, anniversary,
Yeah.
and once in a while, if I got enough money, I'll send her some just because.
He does.
I haven't done that in a long time. I'm going to have to do that.
Oh, do you have a brother?
He takes her to Mount Airy.
You don't want you just, no.
He
If he was
takes her
single, I
there.
wouldn't have known.
You
I do.
tell people that he takes her up there. She has some stores up there. He likes that drive because that's where I'm from.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
it takes me about 4 hours, 15 minutes. We leave in the morning, and we get there, and between 2 and 4, I mean, I'll get my milk, and after that, I take a little nap in the truck, and when she gets tired, she'll either call me, or she'll walk up to the truck door, tap on it, she said, I'm ready to go home. So, I get her in the truck, we go home, we stop and done, and get to Western Civil. That is a must we have to do. And then we go home, and then on Sunday I'll do my thing, around the house or what have you. But yeah, we do everything. A man does just about anything he can for his wife, make her happy.
Yeah.
And she's happy. I mean, she's had health problems. She's got a few health problems. Not right now. We don't think major or nothing like that. But I take care of it. That's what I tell men. That's your job.
Mm-hmm.
You do it with them, and you keep a woman happy. You'll live a little bit longer. You won't wake up with a knife in your chest. But I even went. She was asked to go to the county commissioners meeting last night. I went with her, and
I heard you were there.
I was there, and I'm gonna tell you, I really got upset. My wife got upset. I got upset, and that's why I'm calling. And
Okay, let's hear it. What
came up, and what upset her that the county manager was they're talking about, and the way she said it made it where the USDA was at fault for everything that happened. As far as what happened, they were now the building over there. It's got to go. Everybody knows it's got to go, and it came up, and I came on this radio station, and I made a plea for the county to try to spot for UF for Farm Service Agency and Farm Loan Division of USDA, and they did. I wanted to keep that revenue.
Right.
I really wanted to keep that revenue in the county, and they did. The county did it.
Mm-hmm.
And the bad thing about it is, used to the local USDA would set the leases, send them up to the national office. They were approved, and it was a done deal. But that don't work no more like that. The national office takes it over, and they do this and they do that. And what happened was, there's another USDA office in our local county called NRCS.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all of a sudden, the national office is with NRCS in with Farm Service Agency and in with Farm Loan. They've never been together before because NRCS works with county soil and water.
Right.
They've all been together, but all of a sudden, they had
employee, just one. But the national office came up, so we had to have room for 3 employees. Now, the room that the county had put for Farm Service Agency and Farm Law was approved. It was perfect. I mean, perfect place. So when I put it in there, and they added all that extra room that they needed, the county don't have enough room.
Yeah.
They don't have enough space, and I understand that. Nobody's at fault. Now, the local office has not said a word, but all of a sudden it was just made out last night when the county manager told me that she had been bullied by the USDA and other places. She had been bullied probably by farmers about keeping the ag business together. All of the ag department. They've always been against us from them. Because the farmer in there, he may have to have something. They have to go to the state side. They have to go to the local side. There's only one bill.
Yeah.
Farmer came in last night and spoke about
They
it.
did.
Yeah, we need to keep it.
Yeah.
Well, my
And
understanding is
there's
they did,
a developer.
yes.
Yeah, and there's a developer that has put in a bid for the USDA part outside of Richmond. And because right now the county is not doing it, and I told Robin that, and I told Royce Bennett, it was not the county's fault that they didn't get out of that. They did a fine job.
That's right.
It was all USDA on the national level, not
That's
the
right,
local
federal
level. But my
level,
wife
that's
was
right.
sitting there, and my wife's staring at her.
They actually moved people out of offices there at the county government to accommodate these 3 entities.
Yeah.
They ended up giving the USDA with the building in office was the old
Well, here's
okay.
yeah, I got it, but for that, when he's county manager, he had to move out of his office.
Mm-hmm.
USDA had a lot of space.
Mm-hmm.
He went over there in that building where they were at and took some of their space to make him and offices. So the square footage got cut down. And as soon as they were moved, they were going to put the square footage back, which they never did. But it was required to have a certain amount of space, which they didn't even have it. Yes, what they did was, and I'm saying the county did right. They're having more space than what they had before. The national level throwed it up and said, you got to have 2,989 square feet.
Which they didn't have
Versus
to
the
begin with.
1,800.
Where'd they get that
No,
number?
but,
Yeah.
but see, they don't have not in the same room as
Right.
Farm Service Agency now.
Right.
And they were happy.
Right.
But all of a sudden, it had to be.
Right.
For some unknown reason, it had, I don't know why, they don't know why, and the city don't know why, have no clue.
Right,
The
and I
farm
think there was a
roll
lot of
manager had no clue.
communication where people thought that the county dropped the ball, and the county didn't drop the ball. It was USDA that decided to not go into that
USDA,
building, which
and-
they can do that. They can go anywhere they want.
Right, I mean, they can go, exactly, they can go anywhere they
And,
want to
and
go.
I think what they meant about the county manager, it seems like for the past year that any time an issue comes up, you've got a group, a fraction of people that just all of a sudden bash county the commissioners and the county manager instead of getting the facts.
Well, no, hold up. Let me interrupt you there. I asked Robin about this. A couple of phone calls were made to her by individuals, and they were just beyond ugly,
Right.
insulting. People.
Yes.
These were some
Yeah,
people.
they were mad.
and
Yeah.
threatening and name calling and whatever. And
Yeah.
had got back to the commissioners and they up. I mean, and
Oh, well, I
bullying
agree.
her because
Right.
she gets
And-
bullied
and-
a lot, and she does a very good job. I'll say that.
I've had people
And I
say,
say this: if you know who it is, I'll be glad to go talk to them. Be glad to go. But number one, I'm a male chauvinist. You don't bully a woman. Period.
Right.
I don't care
you don't bully
who
anyone.
you are, how you are. You don't bully. Well, I can't say I don't. I make things straight up when they act their bull and all.
Yeah.
But the thing, but you don't bully a woman, period. And that's why I showed before when it fell through, it was not the county.
Yeah.
It was the national level of USDA that threw the monkey wrench in the whole pile. And
Yeah, and
nobody knows why.
No, I mean,
My man, my wife didn't know why. She had no clue.
Well,
And I was upset about it.
right.
Because Robin worked on it.
Right.
Wilson worked on it.
Robin did
And
work on
because I put the bug in their ears.
Yeah.
I don't go to the county manager's office. I got no business on them. They're working.
Right.
And Robin, okay, he told me I had to go back to work last night. It was hard.
Well,
Yeah.
I do have
And
to
that's
say
fine.
that when county manager had to say what she had to say, I mean, she was like in mode.
Yeah.
I was
And
go.
she rarely gets that.
I know it.
But
She was
that's
just
what
like,
I know. She just,
But she-
everybody reached a breaking point where they just had enough. And I think that was probably because people need to respect the position. That's very smart.
she's
Very,
extremely
very
intelligent,
smart.
and she's a good job.
She
in
has
this
done
county.
an amazing job in this county, and she does her due diligence. And I know this, and listening to Ryan and interacting with her, she just doesn't willy nilly do things. She looks at all the angles, and she's always the best way to be least cost to the county. She goes well above and beyond what a lot of people would do. She does.
Well,
She
I
works
think the
very
county,
long
I
hours.
think they went
Yeah.
out of their way to make accommodation. Didn't work out because the USDA decided to go elsewhere. And I think that Sharon took a lot of flack for it.
But it wasn't her
You know,
fault.
it wasn't
Yeah.
her fault.
See,
And,
that
and
was the
that's what
bad
people
part
have
about
to
it.
realize.
They look at Diane's office when it comes up to that, and they had nothing to do with it. They were the only thing I said they want to move
Right.
Correct.
and that was fine. We thought everything was. They thought
Everybody
They
did.
thought everything was fine, and then all of a sudden, when the NRCS deal came up, and the CED, right, and my wife supervisor said, "What? What is this all about?" Yes, throw the monkey wrench in the whole thing. And the only thing that I didn't like about what she was saying, I understand it, but people were looking at the local office and they had nothing to do with it.
No. Let me be very clear.
But that ain't, that's not what they got.
No, it's not the employees, local employees that were calling her. It was not them. I will say that. It was not.
It made it sound that way. Most of the people in all the county don't know a thing about USDA.
No,
There's very, very little. And the only thing, and sitting there looking at USDA is a bunch of bullies. Now, I do know there's two people that are hollering about the building. They want to save the building, save the building, save the building. And I told one of them, there's no way.
That
And
building's
these
full of
rumors
mold.
flying around.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You
And
can
even
get
if they
cancer.
tore the sheetrock out and redid it,
mean,
you're
No, you
still going to
can't.
have the same.
These people are
problem.
going to
And
get
I-
sick if they
That's
stay in that
right.
building much longer.
Well, that's right, and that's what I told. There was an engineer sitting over with me last night, and when we got up, he said, "Tell me about what's going on." I told him. I said, "When the county purchased that building, I don't know when it was. It was a garment factory. Remodeled it, did all this stuff to it, but it was way back out. You know as well as I do, codes change.
That's right.
They put it up to code, but now that code is obsolete. And I got a feeling that the that whole property in between the outer wall and the wall. And I said, you can't do nothing. You can tear it out. You still moisture bearing, but you still want it out.
What if they looked at and not done anything to really
Yeah, it'd be fair.
blame
My
it?
wife, well, she's not blaming.
Let me just hold it thought.
Get ran.
We're live in local real talk. 97.1 528 WSME. We'll be right back. All right, we're back on the line. We have Tim. I'm sorry to cut you off, Tim, but go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. I'm out here trying to, I'm on the dead end road, and I'm
Sometimes we get going.
I want to make sure I got that break in because we have to.
Our
Message
advertisers
truck
are
with the computer. Yeah.
No, my main phone call was about, I just want the people out there to let them know, and like she was talking about, she was,
Yeah.
don't doubt it.
was
I
not.
want to know it was not right. It was not by Lisa Ross, not Diane Thomas, nor Mike Brown.
No, this was not by them. This was by the public, people in the public,
Just
not the staff of USDA.
movers and shakers in the public.
But I wanted to let everybody know because my wife was up. My wife gets upset. Yeah. She got upset because people were looking at her.
No. We'll put it out there.
No,
it was not.
Sharon explained that.
And Sharon wanted to know that they want them. They want to be able to accommodate them, and all of them, commissioners, everybody thought this was a done deal until the monkey wrench got thrown into it. So, and now they don't know what to do. They're kind of like, what do we do now?
Well, I think you had a group of people that were making demands and going after the county manager, and they didn't fully know the whole scope.
No, they don't know the whole thing. That's the whole problem.
Mustard and fuel.
I bet they called USDA. That's what I think. I don't know. This is a theory I have. I think they called USDA and threw a fit, not knowing what you're talking about. That's what happens. You get worked up
the probation officers had walked in there, looked at the rooms to house and gone. That's been a rumor.
Torn down.
Tear that. And I've been on the whole time. I'm 64 years old. I don't remember when that film was not there. And it was, and my wife was talking about it one time. She said they talk like the mold is worse than the saline on the back end. I said, well, I can tell you why. She said, well, I said, where you're at was shipping and receiving. I said, it was an open area place, and that's where you're at right now. And honey, your office is where shipping and receiving was.
Right.
They had no installation, no nothing. And what the county did when they went in there and they remodeled that thing, they did it exactly by code. Well, back then, that was the code.
That's
the
right.
code is changing. And so now you do a whole lot more. I mean, look at here's an example. Look at asbestos. Everybody used asbestos, and now asbestos was bad for you. I worked in asbestos. And it was bad for you. Now now you got lawyers cropping up. If you suffer from asbestos, okay. And it's but that was the whole fault. I'm not faulting the county manager. I think she has done a fantastic job. Her and her staff.
She's a beast.
They did not, but I want it to be known the county did not drop the ball.
No. And neither did the USDA staff, local. It's not them either.
Right.
It's federal. This is national, whatever word you want to use. Yeah. So.
And it broke my heart. It kind of, like I said, it embarrassed my wife. She
Well,
said,
you tell your wife that the commissioners know it is not coming from her or her staff, the staff around her. They know where it's coming from, and it's not the staff. So let her know that they know that.
Well, I appreciate that. And that's the whole reason I called.
Going on. Yeah. So, well,
and I said, well, Robin came to me.
Yeah.
And he came to me and said, I said, it was the federal government level.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with this crowd right here. It's the federal government level. And there's a developer, there's a landowner that wants to put an ag center in Richmond area. And he's putting in a bid for USDA. And he's going to. He said he was. And he gets it. He's going to build something for them. And what he wanted to do was, hey, we need to make a centralized ag center. Yeah. And he said, if it works out, we'll put the rest of the ag center in and lead it. It's not yet.
Right.
But he was there. He was sitting right there, and he got up and spoke. But he just wants, what? He just wants to centralize the agriculture center. And it's just like when I was a kid, it was centralized in the old hospital in Jacksonville. I remember that in the Sunday. And then it moved out the county. And I'll give you this. When Frank Clifton was the county manager, got him. He wanted to get rid of the agriculture program altogether. He even went in my wife's office or sent his crew to say, we're going to have y'all out of here. We're going to have y'all out of here. And
we need it.
Well, and the CED said, well, you do what you want. We're going to exist somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Well, we got to take another break. Thanks for calling.
I'll let y'all go. I
Okay.
just wanted to throw that in there, y'all.
Yep. See
All
you later.
right. All right. All right.
All right, we're live in Local Real Talk. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. And if you have anything you want to talk about, our number is 910-333-0139. We'll see you in a couple of minutes as we get these next set of commercials out of the way. And we are back for just a couple more minutes until we go into the top of the hour. I was going to bring up, and I'm trying to get it to pull up now. In Newbern, Thursday, there's a trauma informed symposium. Now I can't get it to pull up. Here it comes. And it's open to, they're having two separate components, one for law enforcement, one for teachers, social workers, etc. And they've got a big crowd already apparently scheduled to come in for the teacher one. And the it's free. And the law enforcement component has about 40 law enforcement so far. So it's this coming Thursday, 8 to 4 at the New Riverfront Convention Center, which is at 203 Front Street.
Right.
It is a trauma-informed training for both law enforcement and schools. And they have experts from the Public School Forum NC with the NC Resilient and Learning Project. And they also have the international expert, Becky Haas, and she's amazing. And she does a trauma-informed police training. It was actually written about in the October 2021 International Association of Chiefs of Police magazine, which is 5-county coalition, and I'm a part of that. And they're a 501c3 nonprofit, and we cover Craven, Carteret, Jones, Pamlico, and Other counties. If anybody would like to attend, that is school related or law enforcement, like I said, this is free. You can contact CSAP by email at director@csap.org or by calling Tamara Church at area 704-473-0829. So yeah, this is going to be a good
Very informative.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very good exercise. But I would like to hear how things went the last week at Swansboro. If
Yeah.
Mike McHugh's listening, maybe he'll give us a call and let us know.
let us know.
I was going to go, and last minute, emergency came up, and I wasn't able to make to go. So maybe Mike's listening. You know how it went and what was discussed. I think it was a good opportunity for people to be involved in knowing how the town would handle if there was some type of situation with injuries, and you just never know these days.
You don't nowadays. I mean,
We live in quiet
live in a
waters,
yeah,
but
yeah, but things can happen very, very quickly, as we've
Right.
seen throughout the, through. So absolutely. Yeah, it'd be nice to hear.
I want to discuss the Opry crash investigation, but I guess we're up to Fox News right now.
Fox News
So
break. So we'll be right back for a 60-second Fox News break. And also think we're
caller.
surprise caller. So, but 60 seconds. We'll be right back. We're back, and we have somebody on the line who can hear us.
Morning, how are you guys?
Well,
good.
good
How are you?
morning.
Good. Going so
Yep.
You are down south. I didn't realize how far south it was. So I looked it up on the map and
Yeah.
started doing a little discovery.
it's almost a mile away,
Mhm.
Yes.
1,800, I think, miles or something like that. But anyway, had a good trip down, and
Good.
it's weather's beautiful. It did rain one day, about an
Oh, wow.
hour
Right.
this time of year.
Mhm.
Anyway, everything going all right in North Carolina?
Yeah, it was raining last night and a little bit this morning, but so far it's not now.
Only when I
Yeah.
came in the studio door.
It's
did
so boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Temperatures down here, I mean, we left 90 plus degrees up all
Yeah.
the time. Temperatures here in the upper 80s, and then nighttime about probably 78, 79.
oh wow,
Oh,
that's good.
yeah.
Tropical breeze blowing all the time. It keeps it cool. It's very nice.
Good.
Anyway, for those of you who don't know, I'm Ray Brown, and I'm in Bon Air, Little Country. It's a island nation, just north of Venezuela, about 50 miles. And it's a beautiful area, a dive destination, and that's what I'm here for. And I know a lot of folks who know. He unfortunately had a situation here on Sunday.
Mhm.
We do our first dive, and we walked down into the water, had not gotten under deep, and he collapsed, and unfortunately he passed away.
Oh, I know. We're
Yeah.
so sorry.
Very sorry about that. Yeah.
Our condolences go to his wife, Jane. She's still here. She'll be leaving the island in the next, but to return to where we're at.
Mhm.
But those new bill. Guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can get us all in.
Bill-
It was a very close friend.
That was Rager's best buddy.
Yes.
Yes. So I know this is not a good time. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, I'll be here, Bob, and
Yeah.
I'm not sure when we're coming back, but we're gonna, the
Right.
folks coming down tomorrow.
Mhm.
Today's Tuesday, I think.
Yes, it is. Mhm.
And some friends of mine that I've known Charles for a long time. Charles came from over there to Excel
Good
Body Works,
people.
be
Good
down here.
people.
He and his wife Brenda will be down
Mhm.
tomorrow.
Mhm.
Well, bring a little bit of
They might be
sunshine.
here one morning.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Bring a little sunshine to your dismal
Yeah.
vacation. So.
Yeah. Not a
Anyway,
good
you
start.
guys have the rest of the day, and those out there, I'll check in from time to time.
Well, we'll be glad to hear from you.
Yeah.
We're holding things down
Yep.
for you, and
We've
we
been
just
Yeah.
all of your
Check with you
inner
later.
thoughts and
Yep.
prayers.
Okay.
Okay.
See you later.
Be
Bye.
safe.
Okay.
For those that don't, we've been communicating with Rayford since he's
Right.
been there. So,
Right.
but I wasn't
And
going
we
to say
knew
anything.
it, but
I was, message a little while ago. He was going to call
it
in.
was
I know
Rayford's
what I was
to
going to say.
tell.
Yeah,
So,
it was. Yeah.
yeah.
So, not a good time. Not
hard
a
to
time
been
for
with them
Rayford.
all.
That's Rayford's best buddy. So this is just not a good time.
No, it's not a good time.
So, but anyway, I'm glad the weather is good.
Yeah.
You know, he was explaining to me that down there, they hardly ever have hurricanes. I mean, it's almost in
Right.
South America. I mean,
Right.
it's not like in the middle. It's west of Venezuela. He said the weather is perfect. They never have. I mean, it's just amazing.
Right.
But it's more for diving. It's not like a because I asked him one time. It's not like a beachy beach like Bahamas type beach. You know,
Right.
it's not. You know, if you were into swimming or whatever, probably not where you go. But it's for divers. It's like a
Right.
diver's place. But he also told me they have a lot of flamingos there and a lot of goats.
Yes, I remember last year when he went, he
Mhm.
took pictures of
They've
flamingos. They
got
were
goats
really
and donkeys
awesome.
too.
And
I'm like,
the
yeah,
pictures
yeah.
and the videos that
Oh,
he
yeah,
takes,
yeah.
I mean, it's like right out of
Yeah.
another National Geographic
Yeah.
magazine. Or
He said he's going to
beautiful.
post some on both Facebook as well
Right.
as our YouTube.
Right. I
You
think
know,
as time progresses and you know,
Mhm.
they can finish
Mhm.
putting together everything that they're dealing with
Mhm.
right now, and
Mhm.
then having some new friends come in that
Mhm.
were scheduled to be there anyway, and things should settle down.
Mhm.
And we'll be getting some pictures and videos, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I'm sure.
I don't do him do as much diving
Yeah.
as he did. That was his diving.
Yeah. It was just,
Yeah.
but you know, I think the Lord works in
Mhm.
mysterious ways, and sometimes
Mhm.
it was it was his time
Mhm.
being there and being with
He went
buddy
with him every
and
year.
getting ready
Yeah.
to die. That's probably, you know,
Oh, it's so tragic.
you know,
It just
it,
cut my soul.
it hurt
Yeah.
all of us. But
Yeah. So I just my prayers are with Jeannie,
yes, the
his
Rab
wife,
family,
Janie's wife,
yes.
and the Rab family. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just this is just soul crushing. I feel sad for Rayford
Yes.
because
First
like I
day
said,
of
this is his
vacation.
best buddy, and
Right.
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
So
We
Yeah.
were just not saying anything
Mhm.
until Rayford made the
yeah, because
announcement.
I didn't want to be
So,
the one to say
right.
anything. So
Right.
yeah. Um,
Getting back to, I mentioned before the commercial, I
Mhm.
was talking about the Osprey crash that
Yes.
happened March
Yes.
18th,
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
And this was an Osprey that was stationed at the Marine Corps Air
Yeah.
Station here in
Yeah.
New River,
Yep.
and it crashed in Norway.
Yeah.
According to the investigation report, the crash was caused by pilot error. The report defined pilot error as a situation where the pilot's inputs or lack of appropriate inputs made the controls or the systems of the aircraft were a factor that directly contributed to the
Yeah.
mishap.
You know, they always say that though. I mean,
Yes.
and it's they had stuff like that reversed in the past. And
Yes, I
but
know
this is only a
Congressman
few months
Jones had
after.
one
Yeah.
reverse. It said the investigation also found that weather conditions were appropriate, the crew was
Okay.
properly trained,
Mhm.
and the Osprey itself was properly maintained and airworthy. The Marine Corps said they do not know which pilot had control of the aircraft at the time.
But I
But
don't
you
like it when
know,
they do this, especially this soon
yes,
after, because
yes.
I don't know. I'm not a crash investigator,
Mhm.
but in the past, it's taken a couple of years to determine something.
Yes, it
Maybe,
happened.
and I don't know. Maybe this is protocol, but maybe they should have waited to release. I don't know.
When
Yeah.
this first happened, didn't it come out in the news reports that it was snowing or icy at the time?
I don't
Was that the
remember.
one?
I don't remember.
And now they're saying that the weather conditions were appropriate. So,
I don't know. I bet
Anyway.
because I don't know. I don't like it. But
I
yeah.
don't know. I just things the
Mhm.
ospreys. I just those are
Mhm.
strange
Yeah, I agree
animals.
with that. Yeah.
They come flying over top of your house, or is
They
it
come over my
rotating?
house a
I don't
lot.
know.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, sometimes they're so low, everything in the house
Yep.
shakes. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
I
sounds of
love mine.
freedom.
So,
Well, I've got a story for
for
you
it. Let's hear it.
that I want to get your opinion on. This is from the National Desk, and it's in Minneapolis.
Oh Lord. Okay, they do
Yeah.
stuff there anyway. So
An
let's hear it.
agreement teachers union in the
Okay.
Minneapolis public schools
Mhm.
now compels the district in the case of any layoffs to get rid of white teachers before any teachers of color.
Why are you gonna get rid of any teacher?
That's right.
Why? Wait, layoffs? What are we
The
talking about?
stipu-
Layoffs? There's a teacher shortage.
The stipulation comes as part of a recent collective bargaining agreement between the Minneapolis Federation of Teachers and the Minneapolis Public School System, which ended a 2-week-long teacher strike. Among numerous provisions that we agreed upon
Teacher strike.
between the two groups was a restructuring of the district's recruiting and retainment of educators of color. Effective in spring 2023, teachers will be subject to job layoffs or relocations in order of seniority. However, the population underrepresented by, among licensed teachers in the district may access may offer relocate outside of any seniority order. Okay, I understand that, but why do they have to make color an issue?
Color should not be an issue.
That's right.
Any color. It
That's
should
right.
be a non-issue.
It shouldn't
But we're
be.
in a teacher shortage across the nation. What are we talking about? Layoffs? Why?
Exactly.
I mean, we don't have enough teachers now. What? I'm just confused.
I don't think they should consider race over merit. Race over. I think they need to leave the race out
the
completely.
side of it.
Because
completely.
once
Yeah.
again, this racism.
It is but yeah, nope. But why? I just don't understand why we're talking about layoffs when we don't have enough teachers now. We should be talking about
Absolutely.
recruitment.
That's
Let's
right.
recruit teachers.
That's right.
Yeah.
I just thought it just kind of struck me funny because the first I saw was once again based it on race. And why
Oh,
are we allowing
yeah.
that? Why?
I agree. I'm not feeling it. Not at all. Well, speaking of that,
Oh gosh.
so I just pulled up this story. So remember when we had the whole defund the police thing? You know,
Yes.
we're going. So apparently, I didn't know this. San Francisco apparently diverted $120 million from the police and sheriff's department in 2020 after this whole defund the police thing started, right? Well, now, oh my word, they are, Lord have mercy. They reversed course in 2021 because they started having all these problems. They're just now coming out with this. So, because they have had a lot of labs last year. It started apparently during Christmas. I didn't realize it started then and carried on into 2022. They had more accidental drug overdoses in 2020 than people died of COVID. And now they started polling, and people were saying they have concerns with public safety and their quality of life has gotten worse since they defunded because less cops mean honestly equate more crime because
That's
there's
right.
no one to arrest them.
That's right.
Bottom line.
I mean, you
so-
got the people that probably would now are going
Yeah.
to because
Yeah.
they're like, we're not going to get caught. There's nobody to arrest us.
So,
Let me just go in your
As of-
house and get what I want.
well, as of this month, August 2022, the department is down. San Francisco County Sheriff, but just police alone, is down 300 officers. And last month alone, 50 officers left, with only 8 to 10 recruits ready to fill the gaps. I mean, look, we said when I said you're going to regret
Absolutely.
this, and they have regretted it.
I
Period.
know we're suffering all over
Yeah.
the state. Look at Onslow County. It's
Yeah.
got a lot of positions open and vacant right
Mhm.
now. Sheriff's
And we weren't
office there.
defunding.
That's
We,
right.
you know, climate matters. When you got people, you know, worried about being shot and people not supporting
right.
them, you're not going to have that.
Well, we've had
Yeah.
6 officers, LEOs, within a month's time
Mhm.
throughout the state of North Carolina
Yeah.
that had been shot or killed.
Mhm.
And, it just nobody wants the jobs anymore. I mean, you can't even walk out on the street and be a figure of authority without getting shot. It's just ridiculous. The
So,
respect is gone.
so last month, the county board or the board of supervisors in whatever counties, and maybe San Francisco, I don't know what county it is. It's San Francisco County. I have no idea. They approved the city of San Francisco's $14 million budget, and they included provisions to hire 200 more and to add funding to officer retention bonuses. But I wanted this, and this is what I'm saying. Like you cannot, do this and think it's going to work out. Like I look at Michigan and Wisconsin.
Mhm.
They these people got so upset because the problem is the very people that were calling for a lot of them that were calling for defund were the neighborhoods plagued with the most increases in crime.
Yes.
You can't. I mean, so this was never going to work. Was never going to be a good idea. And what is sad is who's suffering the most? The citizens. Because a lot of these big name politicians are paying thousands of dollars a month for security. They're not getting attacked or whatever, but the citizens are. It's not right. I'm against it. So
Absolutely. I mean, we look at 911, we know that somebody's going to be there in a matter of minutes.
here, he talked about the 911 calls have increased.
Yes,
Now,
they
it's not
have.
all for violent crime. Some of it's stuff, but not the point. Like, you want to know that you're not going to be put on hold, that someone's going to come in a timely manner, and that you're going to get what you need.
Could you imagine calling 911 for an emergency and they put you on hold?
Yeah.
Talk about an anxiety attack.
Oh, man. I mean, stressed out now just thinking about it. I mean, my daughter has epilepsy, and we've had to call 911, repeatedly for
Right.
seizures, because hers are very bad. But
Right.
that's neither here nor there. And our local, EMS is amazing, and they have come. But now the police have to come out. They came out to make sure this wasn't anything nefarious or whatever. No, the kids got epilepsy and the seizure. I mean,
Right.
it got so bad at one point they knew as soon as they heard the address. All right, here we go, because they knew. Seizure. But can you imagine and no one has to be transported for a reason? So I just can't imagine someone calling and not getting help, or calling at that point, or you've been shot, or you've been raped, or you've been robbed. Someone in your house and no one comes. I can't fathom. You wonder why people are arming themselves.
That's right.
Because they're fearful.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, we
So
are
I'm
all
glad to
doing
know that San Francisco is now reversing course, but at some point, how long is it going to take to catch back up?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's
And
overnight.
you could have a class full of new recruits, but it's not that easy just to put them out in the street.
Well, if you only got 8 to 10 and
That's
you're
right.
down 300,
I
that's
mean,
a
it takes a
problem.
lot of
Yeah.
hours
Yeah.
of training and
Mhm.
working alongside a seasoned officer to grasp the full concept of what you're
Yeah.
doing,
Yeah.
what you can and cannot do, and how to properly execute your authority. So
Yeah.
it takes a long while back to where they can actually be seasoned enough to go out on their own and answer calls. So
Yeah, because you don't just grab on the street, ride with someone. I mean,
Right.
there's a process.
well,
So,
I've got another
yeah.
story that's gonna it's
Oh,
gonna
no,
bring
it's
out
gonna
your
make me
mom
mad.
stuff, but
Oh,
I don't
Lord.
know.
Well, let's go ahead and take
yeah.
our weather break now. So we'll go ahead and do our first commercial break, and then we'll do weather. And then, because if it's I probably need to go
Yeah,
pace for a second.
you.
Oh, Lord. Okay. All right. We're live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. We'll be right back. All right, we have a caller on the line. I think it's line 2. Let me see. Hello, caller, are you there?
I'm here. How you guys doing?
Oh, good. Hey,
Well,
Robin,
good
how are you?
morning.
Good, good, good. Hey, I was listening. I just got the phone with Timmy,
Mhm.
and I applaud his comments that he called in this morning with. I was listening intently, and first of all, those people that came last night, they were very respectful.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
They said they said their piece and their concerns, and absolutely all the commissioners were listening attentively, obviously, and and I understand some of the frustration, but I understand where Timmy's coming from. Timmy's a great guy,
Yes,
very
he is.
rational, very sensible. Him and his
Very
wife
great.
are lovely people, and we had a situation worked out. Both parties concerned, the government stepped in and upped the ante, so to speak. But give credit where credit is due. And Sharon, we talk about people that are calling to Sharon or any of the county staff. Some people that are not related to the people that were there last night
Correct.
at all.
Mhm.
But other people that call in and without having the facts, without sitting down and talking to a commissioner or anybody else that's involved in this matter, they start to make assumptions. They don't do that, of course. When you make assumptions, you don't have all the facts, and you don't realize the hard work, the dedication, and the concern that Sharon and her staff put into finding a new location because of the present location right now is full of mold. It's just a hazardous environment. Commissioners, we took a tour of that building, and we could see the mold. It's very obvious that building was just a mess. But the point is that sometimes people will call the county manager, like I said, half-cocked with no information, making assumptions, and they don't realize the hard work that she has dedicated herself to helping the citizens and helping our county to come to a certain agreement or compromise. And I think Sharon laid it out last night perfectly because, again, both parties are very happy. So the government stepped in and threw a monkey wrench into the whole thing. So, my hat's off to Sharon. And last night we talked about that a little bit, how people will call in or call her and call her staff and just start to berate them, not on just this issue, on other issues as well, that they have no idea of what's going on or have all the facts in front of them. And, that kind of upsets me as a commissioner, and that upsets a couple other commissioners, that we're going to our county manager. If the county manager is in the right and doing what she's supposed to do, then we're going to defend her. And I think some people call in to our county manager, and I'll say it right here, some people I think they have a problem with a woman in an authoritative position.
Yeah, you brought out that female card last night.
Well, I brought it out last night because I meant it, because I've seen it happen too many times, and it's sickening. Whether Sharon's a man or a woman, she's a county manager first and foremost.
That's right.
Regardless of her gender, and she does a great job. And people don't realize how intelligent she is. She's an attorney. Okay, for goodness sake, she practiced law for many, many years. Came to us as the assistant county manager. We promoted her to county manager. Sharon could have received or could have been anywhere else to work. She has received job offers in the past, but she turned them down to stay here in the county to work for the people of Onslow County. And I don't think a lot of people realize that, and they don't realize the effort and time that she spends, even on vacation. She's on the phone constantly trying to resolve problems, whether it's something minor or whether it's something big. And she does a wonderful job keeping all of the commissioners in the loop and keeps them informed of what's going on. And she always puts out what she thinks is the best idea for the county.
Well, Robin, one thing I noticed about Sharon is whenever anything comes up, that woman has done her research. She's got the facts. She's got the figures. She's got the timeline. I mean, she has thoroughly investigated it all. So I think some people they're just not giving her the benefit of her expertise. And
well, the thing that gets me is she's very calculating. In other words, she's very thorough. She does her research. That's the kind of county manager we want. She always weighs the pros and the cons. and and she weighs them objectively, and then she always leaves it to the county commissioners to make the final decision. But she's very this is what I would do, but I would do the commissioners vote on it or feel is necessary. However, let me give you some advice on this particular issue, what might happen, or whatever it might be, no matter what the issue, no matter how small or how big it is. He's very calculated, he's very thorough in her research, and she doesn't make a decision on a whim. And you might have to realize that they're very fortunate to have a manager still as conscientious and intelligent as she is. And,
her praise Robin of something that I know that probably has never been publicly said, and Sharon might get mad at me for saying this, but anyway, during Hurricane Florence, we lived in the neighborhood of the EOC. Robin would leave our house within, he could really walk it, but he didn't in the middle of the hurricane, so he would spend a lot of time at the EOC. Sharon was there.
Right.
Sharon lost her house.
Yes.
All her belongings, all her stuff. She could have left the EOC when she first heard, hey, your house is about to fade into the water. But she did not. She stayed to oversee the county. She lost her stuff.
Yeah, she
stayed, and I question how many people would have just left and said, I've got to go take care of the house. She didn't, because she had the county's best interest first.
That's right.
And I know that has to be public. Probably should, but and I know another thing. She's always worked, like you said, for the county. Sharon, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong. Sharon got married, and I believe she was on her husband. Robin forgot and called her.
Right.
And she answered the call. I wouldn't answer the call. She did. That's what she does. So I'm like, God. And Robin goes, oh, he remembered or somehow, I don't know, but once he told me that, she was home, did not call that woman anymore until she gets back.
Right.
The thing that you said, especially with this particular situation, what we're dealing with right now, in terms of what Timmy and I were talking about, and what Timmy was talking about earlier, she absolutely thoroughly researched this, and she remember where to find spaces for these individuals, and some very good spaces. In fact, we all agreed it was a great move, as a cost-effective, cost-saving move. Privacy and government in, and like I said, that you touched on her her character, and that's the way she is. She's a dedicated individual. She's a great county manager, and if we had an issue with her as commissioner, well, she wouldn't be county commissioner. But she's got the support of all 67 county commissioners, and what does that tell you?
Yeah.
Okay, none of us have a problem with her. She does a fine job. She does an excellent job. She has a job that is thankless.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
She's subject to call 24/7. Kind of reminds me of when I was working. As you remember, Kelly, I was on call 24/7, 365, and so I just can't sing praises because, if anything, she hides her emotions very well, and she's very stoic.
She's tough.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah.
Well, the whole thing is, regardless of who your county manager is, and I do feel that we are blessed to have Sharon, it shows some respect, and it just seems like to me, you don't have to say anything, but my opinion is, it's just a small group. No matter what the county does, somebody's got to complain, and it just seems to always be the same people involved, and it just want to make her life miserable, and that's a shame. But look, when she had to say what she said last night, I was standing up applauding her.
Go girl.
I was like, yes.
Another thing,
That's right.
forward director along with the clerk, Julie Lawn. Okay, so here's the thing: when you go out to Julie Lawn, request in our building, you know, and we're going to find out about the commissioners. And, you know, it's probably the wrong way because, you know, I don't discount a good argument or a good, you know, discussion on this or that, or why we did this or why we did that. But when you go after somebody and put all the blame on them, you put the blame on her because of the policies. You know, those policies are voted by the commissioners.
Correct.
So if you want to put the blame somewhere, don't put it on her. Period.
Yeah.
Because you know, we responsible for the county, and we do the very best we can to look out for the safety, doing what's right for the county as far as budget and everything else is concerned. So, you know, that's how I feel. That's how I believe the majority of the commissioners feel. And, you know, like I said, you know, I know it sounds like a broken record, but I can't sing her praises enough. She's an outstanding county manager, and we are very fortunate and blessed to have her and our staff and our assistant county managers that work with her hand in hand.
Yeah.
We've got a great staff, great team, and I hope it continues.
Well, I don't think we had really any issues like this until late 2020, and that's when they started. So,
Well, Robin, I appreciate you calling in.
Yes.
So I know you got to go to work.
and thank
now,
you for what
so,
you do for us too.
Well, thank you, guys. I
Okay.
appreciate it. And one last thing I wanted to say, I appreciate Timmy's comments. Timmy's a man. He's a wealth of knowledge.
Good people.
And I got off the phone before I called in the show, and I got a lot of respect for him and what he does. So you guys have a good day.
Okay.
All right, you too.
All right. Let's go ahead and Robin's right. I mean, Sharon's amazing.
Yeah, she is.
but
I just think it's just
It's
always
a thankless job. It's a
It
whole
is a
staff.
thankless job.
That the county, managers. You know, there's Sharon, and then we have assistant county
Right.
manager. We have Ben Warren. We have Sherry Slater.
Right.
You know, they like take names. They do an amazing job and work. They're not sitting an 8 to 5 job that they're doing.
And I
So,
will say the gentleman that went before the Board of Commissioners at the meeting in favor, urging the county to try to keep all the departments together. They were so respectful.
oh, they were. I watched the whole
And
thing.
they
yeah.
were great,
Yeah.
and I appreciate that. That's what it's all about,
and, and I hope they understand the county is doing everything they can
Right.
to keep this, like I said, everyone thought this was a done deal.
Right. Well, I
And,
think just like
yeah.
Sharon said, there was a lot of miscommunication
Yeah.
out there,
Yeah.
and it festered. And you have people that go to speak on behalf of other
Mhm.
people who don't know the whole story, but
Right.
yet they get up there and say
Get on high
blah
horses
blah
and
blah.
whatever, yeah. I just-
So
but so I'm hoping that now that people have a little better understanding, and maybe they can come with, hey, they had a good
Right.
plan. Why are we not going with it?
exactly.
I just the government starts getting involved in stuff.
Right.
My opinion.
Well, I can
yeah.
tell you because the post office downtown on New Bridge Street. I mean, that's been there for many, many, many years. It's a federal building. It's in need of a lot of repair. You talk about Timmy brought up asbestos. That's in the floor tiles there. You
Yeah.
can't stir the
Oh,
tile.
yeah.
It's old. I think the lead paint's all gone, but I know the city had approached the post office many years ago about, hey, can you spruce up the building? Can you do this or that? We're trying to revitalize downtown. It's a federal building, and we have somebody in the federal government say, yes, we need to move to a bigger location. We need
Yeah.
to do this and
Yeah.
that. And they're just not going to spend the money. So when it comes to federal government, if they think that they
Get
can
it together, folks.
Yeah.
Get it together.
go down the street and put a building next to a restaurant, hey, that's where we're going to be. That's what we're going to do.
And let's pay for it.
That's right. Exactly.
Cough up some of that federal money.
That's right.
All right, let's do some weather.
Okay, your marine forecast is brought to you by Tideline Marine. With a team committed to the boating and fishing community, Lisa and George have made it a priority to make sure your experiences are good. While it's not practical to tell you how to repair your motors, Tideline understands that there are many things that you can do to save time and money. That's one reason the ship stores a variety of package do-it-yourself maintenance kits. These outboard motors are much more complex than the ever in the 1960s. Tideline has a staff of factory technicians to keep your engines running. Tideline Marine 159 Bridge Street, conveniently located across Jacksonville. Open weekdays 8:30 to 2. Today, east winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas around 2 feet. Dominant seconds. Adjacent have a light chop. Wednesday, northeast winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts up to 25 knots, becoming north 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon, seas 2 to 4 feet, dominant period 6 seconds. And Thursday, we will have northeast winds around 10 knots, seas 2 to 3 feet, adjacent sounds and rivers with a light chop.
Today, showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm, is what it says. Mostly cloudy, high near 80. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 67, not bad. Tomorrow, partly sunny, high of 83. I'm absolutely loving that because that's not hot and humid. Tomorrow night, mostly cloudy, low of 66. And on Thursday, mostly sunny, high of 83. Once again, amazing.
Yes,
So,
amazing
yeah,
weather.
yeah.
I know every winter we're like, we can't wait till summer. And then we get
I
into
hate the
summer,
winter.
we can't wait for winter.
I do not say I can't wait for winter. I hate the cold with a passion.
Mhm.
I am a North Carolina native, born and raised here
Yeah.
in North Carolina. I never.
My favorite season of the year is
You're like my daughter, my oldest daughter. Loves
just to wear a sweater,
I like
things
summer. Y'all.
and all the pumpkins come out. And for some people, Christmas trees come out.
Look, I put mine up first last year.
I thought about, when they had Christmas in July with all the Christmas in
Yeah.
July sales
Yeah.
and Christmas in July, all the Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
I thought about putting my Christmas tree just for the
Some people in my daughter's neighborhood
really.
had those blow uppy things in their front yard for Christmas.
That's
But I kind of wonder. My first thought was, why would you do this? But then they had.
right.
I wonder if they were military and maybe dad was deployed and
Oh,
celebrate.
yeah.
That's what I thought. I
Yeah.
mean, I was because
That's
a few
cool.
days later they're taking it down.
That's
So
cool.
I don't know unless the neighbors were like, dude, come on. I think like they had a big giant thing, and I think they were celebrating something. Which
There's
I get.
a community house here in Onslow County that still have the Christmas lights that they put up 5 years ago. So
Yeah, I don't do that, but look,
No.
I'll be honest. If I thought I could get away with it, I probably would throw my tree up now. I didn't notice. But I'm not. It's-
no,
I'm
I'm
too
gonna wait
scared.
till
Look, I'm
he
too, this is dumb. But I'll say it 'cause y'all know I'm crazy anyway. So I'm too afraid to go in my garage and drag those boxes out for fear that there's a snake in my box.
yes, but let's just wait on
So
that.
we're just gonna wait till it get the first weekend of November. I can promise y'all my tree's going up. I did it last year and loved it.
Well,
Decorated my whole
here's the story I have for you out of
just want to
Texas.
make me mad. I
We've
know.
got 2 minutes to break. You want me to start it now?
No, just wait. No,
Okay.
I'll just do a
'Cause you're gonna
funny
get
story.
mad.
I know. So, in California, this is a good story. I mean, it's a funny story. So, what's monkey at the California Zoo stole a cell phone out of they had those little golf
George.
carts.
Yes.
It called 911.
No
Sure
way.
did. Yep. And so what happened was is that the San Luis Obispo County Sheriff's Office got a 911 call and it disconnected.
Right.
Well, anytime a 911 call
They're
comes
gonna
in, they
investigate.
call back. Nobody answered. And so then the deputies were dispatched out there, and they get to the zoo, to the offices, and nobody there had made the call. And they're like, "What happened?" So they somehow determined that the capuchin monkey named Root was a caller. Root apparently grabbed the cell phone out of the golf cart that they used to drive. It's 40 acres, and they drive all around, and managed to start pushing a button and just managed to push 911. And these kind of monkeys are very inquisitive. They'll grab anything. And they say they think what happened was the monkey had seen the people using the phone in the past. So it says, I'm just trying to be like my keeper. That's amazing.
Curious
Yeah,
George.
I'm telling you. Yep.
Could you imagine getting out there answering the call and it was a monkey?
Can you imagine if it had
Smart little
answered when they
dude.
called back? Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. They probably sent a whole bunch of crops out there, not knowing what was going on.
So all right, we'll take a break. We come back and you're gonna make me mad. My chest is starting to get I can't read
jokes the rest of the show.
You're gonna make me mad. So live and local, real time on Freedom 97.1 AM. Yes, we'll be right back. Okay, we are back, and I know Lee has something she's taunting me with, but I just came across this real quick, and this is for any parent, grandparent, babysitter, school, whatever. This just came out this morning at 7 o'clock. Apparently, the Capri Sun wild cherry packages are being recalled for possibly containing a cleaning solution. And you need to check if you buy Capri Sun's wild cherry. There's a best when used by date. These packages that they think is contaminated it says June 25th, 2023. So if you have Capri Sun cherry, go check the best by date, and they say it's a diluted cleaning solution used on food processing equipment was inadvertently introduced into production line. Oh no, sir!
I'd be throwing all my Capri Sun away.
760 cases
Wow.
of Capri Sun by date June 25th, 2023 is definitely the ones affected. So customers who bought Capri Sun do not cherry check date June 25th, 2023. Come back and throw them out. Do not Holy cow.
That's hard.
It's Capri Suns, but I'm pretty certain. All right, go ahead. Hit me with it.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
This is Texas, one of your
Okay.
favorite places.
Yep.
A Texas Child Protective Services employee lost her job after allegedly telling a 14-year-old girl to become prostitute.
What?
Yes. Keisha Baez, a Texas mother, 9 turned to CBS to help her with her 14-year-old daughter, told Fox 26 that her child was running away at school, prompting her to call in family services. My daughter told me that the worker had been telling her that she should do these things. She said she decided to videotape her. CPS housing at a hotel like dozens of other foster kids in Harris County. Given her an incentive to do so, and almost a threat of not having her needs be met, she did what this woman very explicitly told her to do. Family law attorney Mike Schneider told Fox 26 after the video. If me, the parent, was doing something like this to my child, I would bash. It shouldn't happen in the acceptable.
Well, not only that, why is she not charged with like contributing to the delinquency of a minor, exploitation of a minor, all those? What in the
Well,
world?
some people just aren't fit to be CPS work.
Do it. I mean, there's
Go out and prostitute.
Oh no.
Okay.
But she needs to be more than fired. She needs to be like I said, that's human trafficking.
Yes,
That's
I would think so.
exploitation of a minor. That's a whole bunch of things. Yeah.
Endangerment,
Yep.
maybe? I mean,
Child
she's
endangerment.
14.
Yeah. Oh wow. Thank goodness somebody says that's recorded, but
Did you hear about the suspicious device down in New York yesterday? Yeah, it was removed by bomb squads from the ECAS in North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation. It was placed at the intersection of Cotter Boulevard and Kyle Drive,
Mhm.
which they closed down.
Mhm.
And they were able to get the device. They said it's probably twice the size of a tennis ball. It did appear to have some tape and some wires on it and what appeared to be firecrackers.
So it wasn't a bomb per se.
No,
just
I mean, it
somebody-
had to close
Yeah.
down the road and call the bomb squad
See,
for this.
why people? I mean, just think of all the inconvenience. People driving. What if somebody somewhere? I just that why? What was the point?
I don't know. It is.
No.
Oh.
I just don't
And
understand.
here, the city of Greenfield now is considering allowing open container consumption
I did see that.
in the uptown areas.
And that's up where all the where the bars and where all the college
Yes.
kids hang out.
Yes.
Personal opinion, I think that's a bad idea waiting to happen.
Oh, I
Yeah.
think so too. Well, I think didn't they pass in Wake County?
They pass it up in Raleigh, yeah,
You're right.
and it started
And
this.
then no, I don't know about it. Volunteers to get the part of the drink best. I mean,
don't
they,
know.
on
I just-
Sunday, the
yeah.
Sunday brunch bill. So
I don't know. I just think it's a bad idea. I think it's a bad idea.
yes,
And you know that Pender County fire is still burning.
yes, it is.
I see lightning strike. It says on here, lightning strike.
I think 43. I don't know as of this morning.
And the crews are hoping for rain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 43 rain.
But wouldn't that be
Yeah.
God's answer to putting out that fire?
Mm, I
God,
just-
could you imagine living close to that?
I
I can
just-
remember the last one years and years ago that was a fire in the Holly Shelter area,
Mhm.
and you could stand outside right here in town
Mhm.
and soot falling in your hair and all
Yeah,
over your
I
vehicles.
remember that. Yeah,
That
yeah.
was bad.
Yeah.
That was bad, bad, bad.
Yep. All right, let's take a break. We're live in local real talk. 1120 AM WSME. If you have something you want to talk about, give us a call. 910-333-0139. We'll be right back after the last commercial break. All right, and we're back. So,
You should hear what we talk about during commercials.
no, we're not here. I'm saying that. We're not going to talk about that.
No.
I found this story yesterday.
Right.
But about changes could be coming to North Carolina dentist offices. And apparently there have been several anesthesia-related deaths across North Carolina from dentists and a local TV, not local, but a TV station in the States had done a story about this. So that to have a tooth pulled or for oral surgery, this can administer sedation or general anesthesia in the procedure at the same time. Apparently, in the last couple of years, there have been deaths from anesthesia. And so the state dental board is now looking at changing the rules. And one guy in 2019, a 43-year-old man had a heart transplant in 2002. And this one doctor medical consultation or request medical clearance for the patient and document any reasons why he needed deep sedation or general anesthesia. Well, the guy died. Within minutes of being administered the anesthesia, his heart rate slowed down, his pulse, and he died.
My gosh.
Then, so that dentist had his lost his practice in general anesthesia permit pulled. They removed his license practice, and then his general anesthesia permit pulled in December 2020. Then, 6 months later, he signed a consent agreement with the North Carolina Medical Board that allow him to practice under the condition he shall not administer general anesthesia or supervise the administration of anesthesia. So there's a civil lawsuit because the family is suing this guy, which I don't blame him. So he can't really discuss it. So now this particular performance an anesthesiologist. It's apparently this is not required by all North Carolina dentists. Why not? I personally think it should be. So then, I guess for 32 years, the North Carolina Board of Dental Examiners rules have allowed dentists to sedate and perform procedures at the same time. So there have been anesthesia-related deaths, 6 in the past 4 years. That's a lot.
Yes.
The board is considering changes, and some changes include requiring an anesthesiologist or certified registered anesthetist to be present for deep sedation, a rule for dentists to track adverse events, and deadlines for how quickly they notify dental board officials. Absolutely. I can't believe this is a thing. In July 2020, a cardiologist in Wilmington went to a doctor there, and under anesthesia, he was 53. His heart rate and oxygen levels dropped, and he died. And this is a well-known, apparently a very well-respected cardiologist in Wilmington. And the North Carolina Board of Dental Examiners contended that his dentist violated the standard of care. So he found that he had diverted controlled substances, including, oh Lord, fentanyl from his dental practice for personal use and used them with at least one employee. Lord, great. So he has permanently surrendered his license in August of last year. This is scary. I do think that dentists should have, anesthesiologists doing this. And apparently the Board of Dental Examiners are meeting in September to decide on these changes.
Well, I have a friend, a neighbor, in fact, that went to a dentist, and this is, I guess, 6 months ago or so, and he had he was put under by anesthesia for dental work, and he woke up and he actually went into a state of amnesia from it. I mean, he's regained a lot of his memory, but they said it was amnesia caused by the anesthesia. So I was like, wow.
No, I don't.
He said he woke up, didn't even know his wife.
Oh my word.
That's crazy.
Yeah, nope. I just think it's, you don't think about things like this, and you don't. And then they go into a lot of detail about, different. Brunswick County is where the one guy passed away.
Wow.
And then another was the Wilmington cardiologist. I mean, but they're listing in here how, it's very detailed. I'm not about to read this on the air, but about how happened. I mean, this is something you don't think about. And I did not realize that, often, we didn't realize what rules we have or lack of rules.
Right.
I call it lack of rule. So it's just scary.
It is scary. It took me years and years and years and years and years to get up enough nerve to go back to a dentist. And things like this make people think
I
about.
have anxiety because I was given Novocaine. I was
Whoa.
transported. I passed out and woke up, and I'm in the ER, and and my body had gone into shock. Yeah, I had a reaction to it.
Moly.
Yeah. So
That
it made
is
me
scary.
fearful of the dentist for a couple of years. It was
Yes,
bad. So
that
now
is
I do
scary.
get anxiety, but I have an amazing dentist who knows my history
Right.
and walks me through every little thing. They found
Awesome.
an anesthesia that I can use. I don't get put to sleep or none of that mess, but
Right.
just a numbing. I use carbocaine I can't have epinephrine.
Mm-hmm.
And I use the carbocaine, and there have been times I've had to wait to it to come in before I can
Right.
use it. But yeah, and luckily he found it. But she walks me through everything. I'm touching your head
That's
because I
awesome.
get very nervous.
Yes.
But when
I'm
that
good
happens to you,
now.
you get freaked out. You
Right.
do.
I got
Yeah.
past that, and
Mhm.
I'm good now. I look forward to go to the dentist for
Mhm.
my
Yeah.
semi-annual
Yeah.
cleaning.
I gotta
But
go get my teeth
just
cleaned.
real quick, for our listeners, County Commissioner Roy Stennett will be on tomorrow
Mhm.
morning. You know, he is running for re-election, and he's going to be discussing that in an upcoming event he has. And then on Thursday, we have Lisa Whitman Grice,
Mhm.
who is with the Onslow County Museum, and she's coming on to tell us a lot of good programs and exciting programs coming out of the Onslow County Museum. So
Sweet.
just want to throw that out there and give everybody a heads up.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us today. We hope you have a safe day. If you are out, if it's raining, please drive carefully. Otherwise, enjoy your day, and we will see you back tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. We're live in Local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSM. Have a great day.